How y'all doing? Welcome to the first episode of Daverick's podcast. And right now, I'm with John Demery. Go ahead, introduce yourself, tell me where you're from and what you do.
My name is John Eric Demery Jr. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia / Brunswick, Georgia. And I'm a comic book artist / graphic artist. Mainly like an all-around artist, I do about everything.
I think and nowadays that's pretty good because you have to be an all-around artist to even, compete with the other people nowadays.
Yeah, man.
Do you think that's true?
That sure enough is true because in comic books it's usually like just a penciler, just an inker, and just a colorist and just a writer. But nowadays it's cheaper and it makes you more marketable when you can do everything.
That is true. That's like consolidating all them employees into one.
That's correct. One man.
Or one other thing. If y'all hear some bubbling in the background, John then set up some hookah for me. It's his favorite flavor. It's actually not that bad. And got me a little cup of Heineken out the keg. Who keeps a keg in their house?
Man, it's a little small keg, It's a little thing that give you like draft beer straight out the keg. It's like going to the club in your refrigerator.
Oh, that's crazy. Anyway, thanks for inviting me over, man.
Yeah, ain't no thing.
All right, so how long you been doing the whole graphic design?
Graphic design I did when I was graduated from the Art Institute in 2002.
Oh, wow.
But as far as comic books, I've been doing that since I was 6.
6 years old?
Yeah, I used to make these. Back in the 80s, they had this little computer paper that was together. My mom had this little computer she brought from the school she worked at.
Right.
She gave me the computer paper. I draw on that and make my own little consolidated comic book. So I staple them together. I've been doing the same thing since I was 6 years old.
Oh, that's wild, man. So are you trying to turn it into a business or just like a hobby thing?
I'm trying to turn it into a business and grab the world by my hands,
Oh, man. Do you think it's changed a lot? And do you think it can tie in with photography at all?
Well, I use reference to look at life because you should always draw from life.
Right.
And a lot of that comes from photography. And a lot of times I take pictures of myself to get a certain pose.
So you be doing selfies?
Why stop?
It's the selfie? It's just us in here, man.
Yeah, I do a lot of selfies, little crazy things I never do, and I take a lot of selfies and I consolidate it and put it on the page and then I change a little bit and it turns into something new.
Oh, man, that's wild. Selfies. Anyway, but yeah, actually I did, I think I took a few photos for you before too, right?
Yeah, probably so. Definitely.
Yeah, we've been rocking, I've been knowing John for how many years now?
I'd say about a good 4 years, something like that.
Oh, man, time be flying. I'm getting old, man.
Yeah.
Nah, you're not supposed to agree with that, man. You're supposed to say, no, you're not. You're supposed to say, no, you're not. But I ain't gonna say nothing.
No, I'm the one that's old.
Nah, man. I think nowadays, ain't no such thing as old. Anyway, man, we getting off track. But yeah, let me start. All right, so outside of, doing your own business and even doing it somewhat as a hobby, what other type of experience do you have with graphic design?
Well, I joined the U.S. Navy about 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, I know.
I did it too. I was in it, man.
Yeah, and so because of what I could do, and I was different from all the other sailors, I helped out the media department, and I would do, that's the art side of the military, which you really never see, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And so I would do photography for them, and also I was the main graphic designer. So you had to do all the jobs consolidated in one, including photography.
So you working with that. So was it like documentary photography or like portraits or interviews or like how did it go?
It was basically taking pictures of things that were going on around the ship, like planes taking off.
Right.
Anything that happened. I remember I was with the media department, and I saw a lot of pictures of the Japanese tsunami that happened in 2011.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they took pictures of just debris all over the place.
Right.
Helicopters and stuff like that. and I actually made something for him for the cruise book or the yearbook
Right.
for the deployment that we was on. And I consolidated all that photography that they took, and I put it into an illustration that I drew.
Wow. So you was able to literally tie photography into graphic design.
That's correct. You always should draw from life, and photography is life.
Right. I like that. I like how you put that. That's crazy. So I know you've been doing this for north of 2 decades, right? And so, and you've been into the whole media part. How much have you seen photography change since you like actually like really start paying attention to it?
Well, a lot of the cameras that they use are so intricate and detailed till
Right.
you can see anything. It's like HD in your hand.
Yeah, that's
You know.
crazy. And it's like instant, like, back in the day, they have film, right? So you have to wait for it to be developed, and you have to be technically savvy to even, so you kind of like know what the picture is going to look like. So now with, with digital cameras, you kind of just see it right then and there, and you can adjust it, right?
That's correct. Yeah, you can adjust the aperture right then and there, the ISO, all of that.
That's like
right
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. And do you think we got it easier than them, or like, what do you think? Or do you think it's a crutch for a lot of people?
I wouldn't say that it's easier. I would say it's just knowing how to use what you have. Because think about it. Leonardo da Vinci would probably be mad that we're using markers right now.
Oh, true. I like that.
Whatever
Oh, you're a
these-
graphic designer, man. You can say that too.
Yeah, because think about it, he'll be like, why are you using this when that seems like I would be a better artist using just only like a crayon, because that's all they had back in the day. But as technology developed, we have like a marker, and he'll probably look at it like you're letting the marker do it for you, but it's all in the person or the artist.
Right. So is that like how they would do it, like somebody using auto tune to sing?
Yeah, but it's all the way you use what you
The
have.
tools. Okay.
Yeah. You could be just a ditch digger, but you can also create a sculpture with a shovel.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right. So what do you think about people who use their cell phones and say they're photographers? Do you think that's a competition between a DSLR and a camera phone, or do you think DSLR will always outperform the cell phone?
Think about it. The DSLR is so many years ahead
Right.
of the cell phone anyway. And like I said, a photographer might be able to take a cell phone and just make it look better because that's the artist within.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I like that. And kind of just being in school, I actually going to our institute right now. We have that debate a lot. And my teacher, Miss Ellen, she always says that's going to be our biggest competition, because nowadays they are finding ways to put more technology into a camera phone, right? So just imagine what it's going to be like in 10 years. Or do you think in 10 years a DSLR will still be 20 years ahead of it?
It will always be 20 years ahead of it. That's what I think. It'll always be a little chess move ahead.
I believe so too. I remember that's how I got into photography, man. I remember when I was doing fashion design, and I started taking pictures with my on my cell phone. I started thinking like, man, I'm a photographer. And then my homegirl like, you're not a photographer, bro. You could take a picture. It's the difference between a picture and a photograph.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, man. All right, man. And last question. Do you think at some point a photographer is going to have to learn graphic design also?
Yeah, to a certain extent, I know that you're going to have to you already use graphic design tools,
Right.
which is Photoshop. And I think every photographer is going to have to learn how to, at least to a minimum, have basic web design skills.
Right.
Web design skills, because they got to set up their site so people can come and look at their photography. So it's going to definitely mix.
Right. And they probably be able to market themselves better too.
Sure will.
Especially going like, cause everything is so much more visual now too.
Yes, it is.
And I was trying to apply at I forgot, I think it was called like Phoenix in Seattle, and they were asking, do you have experience with graphic design and web design, and even SEO marketing too. They're asking for all that. So that's kind of crazy that you even said that. I think so too. Well, anyway, thanks for inviting me over and sitting down with me.
Yeah, it's no thing.
Oh man, so go ahead and tell them, how they can get in touch with you, and if you got anything coming up, any projects or any, designs or any whatever you got coming up. Go ahead.
Well, currently I'm working on 2 comic books. One is about a Bible comic book about the story of Samson, and I'm imagine Samson mixed with 300, a Bible story
Oh
mixed
wow.
with action. The second one is Chronicle the Outboy.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a ghetto sort of slash, not really superhero, but vigilante that steals from the drug dealers and gives the money back to the community and burns the drugs because he feels it's poison in the hood.
Which it is.
Yeah, which it definitely is.
Oh wow. And
And
do you think that's tying in to like where you from? So
oh, it's definitely based in Georgia. Not
okay.
just Atlanta, Georgia, Brunswick, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, all over Georgia. And you can find all this at my Facebook. Just type Outboy, and it will definitely pop up. You can go to my Instagram and you can find it. Haven't developed a site yet because I want to finish all the material.
Oh,
But
okay.
it will be outboy.com, outboy.com.
Outboy.com. Oh, that's cool, man. Once again, thank you. So I'm gonna chill with him for a little while. We're probably gonna finish this hookah and probably have a couple more cups.
Finish that keg, boy.
You and this keg, man. Anyway, man, stay tuned. You can find me on Instagram at FrancoMarks_photography. That's FrancoMarx_photography. Same for my Facebook and everything. Stay tuned for our next episode.